loose, but okay.
Hey, long time no see. There's two Grays. I don't know how this happened.
I mean, the internet is telling us something. I am not worthy, but Gray is doubly worthy here.
Ah, please, that's too much.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Or
have
what
to
if,
do this
like,
on the fly. Gray,
I could be a
since
VTuber.
since we could see 2 times as many of you, why don't you say hello to everyone, and I will try to replace your secondary version with one of a Lindsey.
I think that's a good exchange. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So I'm Gray. I'm glad to be here. It's been too long. We haven't talked about the box office in far too long. And damn it, this is the time. So let's do this.
Yes.
And we should have Lindsey soon.
We should.
I'm here.
I think we do.
I can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I even if I'm not visible? Yeah, I'm Lindsey. I moved again, but I got my setup. And you know what? Yeah, it's a whole new age, whole new Lindsey. I got a new job. I negotiate with nerds all day for the value of their cards. It's fun. I love it.
Value of their cards, like credit cards?
No, Magic cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm a buyer for a huge card shop up in Northern California now.
Oh.
Oh.
That kind of sounds swanky, if I do say so.
Yeah, that's like a professional hobby thing. That's cool.
We'll see. Yeah, but it's been fun so far.
Indeed. All right. So thanks to those of you who have dealt with the hiccups. Long time no see, even if we were joking about just having a chat for 20 minutes and not hearing half of us. This is our first time joining you in 2026. And let's get down to brass tacks as far as the year thus far. We'll start with domestic, the halfway point of the year as of July 5th. Number 1 is Super Mario Galaxy with 429 million. Coming in at 2 is Michael. 3, Toy Story 5. 4 is Project Hail Mary. 5 is Obsession. 6 is Devil Wears Prada 2. 7 is Backrooms. 8 is The Mandalorian and Grogu. 9 is Hoppers. And 10 is Avatar Fire and Ash. That is a 2025 release, cracking the top 10 of 2026. Yeah, as high as 429 for Mario Galaxy and 153.9 for Avatar Fire and Ash. And for the worldwide, it's pretty similar, but there's a couple of changes. Super Mario Galaxy worldwide has cracked 1 billion. Number 2 has Michael at 978. It might crack 1 billion, it might miss. Number 3 is Toy Story 5 with 764. Toy Story 5 might crack 1 billion because that only came out like 3 weeks ago, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
4 is Project Hail Mary with 683. 5 is Devil Wears Prada 2 with 678. 6 is Pegasus 3. That is not an American film. Number 7 worldwide.
Not caught up in the Pegasus series.
No, I'm not. I got to get the other 2. Number 7 is Obsession worldwide with 403. 8 is Hoppers with 372. 9 Backrooms with 349. And 10 is that little Star Wars thing called Mandalorian Grogu with 329. If I told you that 2 little independent horror movies would just beat the piss out of a Star Wars property, how seriously would you take me?
So I didn't have either of those on my list. I did have Mandalorian Grogu. I thought for sure that would be top 10 this year, but
it still is technically.
Never in a million years would I have put those. For now, the big ones are going to release in a couple of weeks, so we'll see. But yeah, man, I wouldn't have ever put those on this list. I never would have imagined. So I think it's amazing for horror, and it's amazing for creators. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like, how wild is it that a Star Wars movie is not going to be in the top 10? Like it's not
that wild given the last few. outings that they've had, sadly. But yeah, man, it's the end of an era essentially.
Yeah,
I thought it was a guarantee.
it's
Yeah.
time to go back to the drawing board. I think they have an excuse in saying, well, it's adapted from a television series, which, like, you waited 7 years and you did a thing that you already had 3 seasons of. It like they don't know what they're doing with Star Wars. I mean, like,
Nope.
yeah, listen, Andor, great show. I guess you can argue for some of the cartoony stuff that is okay, but as far as filmmaking is concerned, as far as theatrically is concerned, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're lost.
Yeah.
Lindsay, thoughts on the surprises of the year?
Well, so it's a fun year. For me, I feel like I've been hearing about Obsession for a really long time because a friend of mine's in it. And so I like just their Instagram for like the last year or so has just been I'm like, oh, that movie's gonna be dope. So but now seeing it everywhere, not just on that, it's kind of insane.
Which person is your
And
friend? The waitress?
Sarah, yeah, the
Sarah.
wait, no, Sarah, the second female lead. I used to work
steering
with
wheel.
her at the steering wheel girl. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have got her. Why couldn't you? That
She's
would have
so
been
much
nice
more
to
than
I haven't seen her since COVID. We worked together at a place closed.
I'm-
COVID did COVID things, but
I'm joking, but you know.
I know.
Go on.
But yeah, no, so that's the one that really gets me because I feel like I've been hearing about that movie for a really long time. But also, like, Backrooms, an itty bitty movie. Like, it was expensive. I think 10 million was the budget.
Yeah,
on
10. Yep.
That? So it's not the tiniest of things, but that's just so cool. And of course, freaking Super Mario Galaxy is gonna be in first place. It is surprising that, what was it, 1996's Michael, starring John Travolta, somehow got a re-release and is in the number 2 for the year. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. People love John Travolta.
Listen, they love those throwbacks.
They do.
But yeah, so we haven't spoken at all this year, and we didn't talk about a certain YouTube media, which feels like there's been so much of it since 2025. We never really got to talking about someone in our pocket of the internet, and that was Chris Stuckman releasing Shelby Oaks. So you finally
we're in
seen it.
Stuckman's pocket.
Yeah, we're part of Big Stuckman. Big Stuckman is paying.
Oh
us
yeah,
off.
no. I cashed my check earlier today. Don't worry about it. It's pretty legit.
We're gonna get accused from both sides at a certain point, so we're in good shape. Don't worry about it. Lindsay,
Yeah.
Shelby Oaks.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen it since October last year. I think it might have been the last movie I saw before I moved away from LA. I was interested in it because small creators moving up in the world. I'm always down. And if I'm being honest, I thought the first 10 minutes were pretty good. It really sucked me in. And then Keith David shows up for a couple scenes. Keith David always gets you 10 points in my book. But I think the movie kind of fell apart by the end. I think the last 10 minutes or so introduced some things I don't think Stuckman was quite ready to tackle as an artist yet.
Right.
I appreciate the ambition for going for it, but it still left kind of an icky taste in my mouth. And it's kind of funny that we're getting all these big YouTuber movies coming out now. And Chris, I guess Stuckman was kind of the first to release one that kind of got a little bit of serious attention. It wasn't like a Jake Paul movie or something like that, or just released on YouTube Red. And it's also kind of the worst. I don't know. We'll get to the rest of them, but for getting out first, I don't think really did it any favors.
Yeah. So fuck it, I'll say it. It's funny that the YouTubers that have made movies, the one that really kind of is forgotten is the guy who is a critic of films.
Yeah.
And when you think of, like, we've had things, those Aussies, Talk to Me, Radio Silence. We've had YouTubers who have made films. The difference is these are filmmakers that put their shorts on YouTube. You could put Curry Barker in that category where, he does content, but he doesn't critique it. Same thing with Backrooms that, like, I have yet to see that, but it's hard to realize that. I did see Iron Lung. That is a content creator, not a film critic. It's ironic that the person who's watched movies the most goes out and creates something and it it has something of a pebble drop in the ocean where sometimes those who can't do critic. I just took a play on the those who can't do teach, but it seems like it seems like you could find a history of Curry Barker. He's had a couple of shorts.
Yeah.
Anyone else like Markiplier? I really dig his story. First of all, he made what $40 million on Iron Lung, and he did it on his own. As much as I think the movie's kind of meh and boring, and it took a lot to get through. Bravo for like legitimately taking a distribution thing and putting it on your back and doing something that no one has tried before. Like I'm all about it. I'm not a big fan of the film, but as far as like what he's doing in this space, that's awesome. But yet another case where it's just someone who has made content before. I think he even did short films prior to that as well. Where
had he? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, my wife's a bit of a fan of Markiplier, and I was getting
Nice.
actually, every time I was like rolling my eyes, I'm like, ugh, really? She's like, actually, this is actually his fifth. This is the first time anything over 45 minutes, of course, but no.
What should it have been?
Listen, there is a question to be had. Does it matter if you have talent or an audience? Because I think you could make an argument that for two films here, you have two very talented filmmakers making pretty impressive movies, and then two very popular people on the internet that made movies. And you could read into that however you want. I didn't say which two and which two. Go on, Greg.
I don't know if it's fair to say like you've got two examples of talent. Like you have two successful executions of an idea, but I don't know what Stuckman was able to do. There's like three decent parts of movies in there, but they don't mash well together.
I agree.
For a first-time director, I think it still shows some talent in what he's doing. Like that found footage thing, that's not the worst found footage I've seen. And then once you get into kind of the occult thing, like again, it's not necessarily the worst thing that I've seen, but the way that you mash it together just doesn't, the way that he mashed it together does not seem to work for me at all.
I think
where
with someone else's script,
sorry,
he's got a really good eye. I will say,
Mm-hmm.
Watching hundreds of movies a year helped in that case. And he's got a really good looking eye as far as cinematography is concerned. But the thing that kind of sticks out to me is the writing. I maybe would trust someone else to write the scripts moving forward, but that's me. Sorry, I stepped on you, Greg.
It might be the way to go. No, I think you're totally right. That was kind of what I was getting at. And then with Iron Lung, I don't know. I didn't hate it. It's not the worst type of that type of movie. That being said, I did watch it with my wife, and apparently it was just like torture for her. At least every 5 minutes, she kept saying like, "This is torture." So I don't know.
She literally said the word.
Yeah. So maybe I didn't watch it in the best type of audience, but I do kind of like those. What do you call them? Like kind of like a bottle episode of a movie. You're basically in one location.
Yeah.
There's phone booth. There's the coffin one. And there's even that segment of Kill Bill. Yeah, the extended version of the segment from Kill Bill. I dig it, man. It can be done right. This one didn't exactly suck me in, but I love all the success that he's getting with it. And if there's an audience that enjoys it, hell yeah. I'm not here to whatever yuck your yum, so to speak.
You yum yucker.
Yeah, apparently fans of the game are very on board with it. So, it's not an Uwe Boll film of a video game. So there's that. Lindsey?
Yeah, so I literally went to go see Iron Lung thinking like, oh wait, so okay, what is this? What's a Markiplier? Oh, it's a YouTuber movie. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. Oh, I'm so in the mood for a bad movie. And then I actually really liked it. this whole idea that the movie is built around these like superpositions in a way, like what the tagline for the movie was something like, all the stars in the universe are dead, all the light that remains is from dead stars. And so like that idea that like the stars are dead but they're still here because of the light that they gave off, but like the universe is dying but it's actually just dead and we haven't accepted it yet. Humanity's dead and we just haven't accepted it yet. And then we're trying to like find the answers for why we're all dying on this blood-soaked moon with this bloody history, when the reality is the reason why we're all dying is because of our bloody history and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of ideas in this movie that really sucked me in. I don't think it needed to be 2 hours and 5 minutes long. I think like an hour and 20 cut of this movie would have been incredible. But I still was like, I was down for the journey. I liked being trapped in that space for so long, especially because I just assumed when I saw that this was written, directed, and edited by a YouTuber, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. Dude's actually a decent actor. Like he really sucked me in. Oh, not incredible, but like better than I expected him to be. There were a few moments. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We do have a bit of like Tommy Wiseau syndrome, and I get it. Like if I were funding, producing everything, I don't know if I would trust anyone else to deliver, like my baby. And maybe I would, if I was like, if I had everything riding on a project, maybe I wouldn't trust anybody but myself to do that. But in a case like that, you really need someone to trust, where they pull you aside and say, listen, you gotta either tone it down or bring it up, because there's Markiplier especially, like he was either like way too like or they're quiet. Like there was no sort of middle ground, and he did a lot of good things, and I bravo to Stuckman for not being in his film. Bravo to Curry Barker for not being in his film.
Excuse me. The
He's the phone. He's on the
trivia
phone.
night was that he's that too, but it also was Barker's Pub, so he's in there. Okay, like I'm just saying.
Well,
like,
but he's not following in like the Tarantino tradition of like, make yourself stand out in your own film.
Yes.
No matter how tiny the role.
I know how good the coffee is. I'm the one who buys it. But yeah, I think part of this, part of the issue is like, again, doing the actor, writer, director, editor, like there's someone that's better than you in one of those spots. Like I get it. I'm not saying any of them need to never make movies again, but
sometimes it's not an ego thing. It's not like I'm the best at everything.
No, I'm not implying that.
I can't afford everything,
Right.
so I'm wearing all the hats.
Sure.
At least with my limited experience.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Considering I've gone to bat and failed quite a few times, I would really want someone to pull me aside and say, "This isn't going to work. Like this isn't good enough." So I don't like. Maybe it's just jealousy, where like things weren't working. I said, "We can't finish this. This doesn't work." And here are these people that are just like, "Fuck it, I'll be in the damn thing."
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. So, Nightmares and Nerdscapes is saying, like, I honestly think that the Markiplier being in the movie was a marketing tactic.
Could be.
This movie is strange because it all relies on basically one actor. So if you can't get a big name, I don't know what's the next closest. I mean, he is kind of the draw for this thing.
Sure.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know if it would work if you had just any other actor in there.
The other thing is he's got a YouTube audience of what, 30 million subscribers?
Something crazy.
For sure.
Like that, yeah.
So if a third of his audience goes and sees the movie, they're home free. That's a third of his audience. I like, you give them what they pay for, and but it's at the same time it's him that's funding it. So does it matter if it's good or not? You're just giving them what they want. I don't know what the right way to do it is. Like, if you're making money, does it matter if it's good?
I mean, that's the age-old question, isn't it?
Well, that's what studios do not care.
It does.
Go on.
I don't think anyone that we've talked about today is going like the UA Bowl route, where I think they're all trying to make something good. Just, a lot of these are first-time films. I guess possibly fourth or fifth if you're counting everything that Markiplier's done.
Mhm.
But for the most part, these are like first-time feature film guys. So I don't know. I think it's pretty amazing what they were able to do,
Of
considering
course.
how many first-time ones just flop and are not worth looking at all.
I guess, is there, when you have such a preloaded audience, is there some sort of blind spot that you're like inheriting where I have an audience of 30 million people, 10 million are going to go see it. They're going to love it because I'm in it. So you'll never really be able to
I
understand.
think that's been tried though. Like, so Lindsay was talking about like the Paul Brothers movies or any of those other ones. There's been a lot of attempts at like horror where they've kind of got like a script that you could fit in anyone, and then they're looking for any sort of name or celebrity thing, and they've tried to kind of market those. They seem to do nothing. These at least seem to all be somewhat of passion projects for people. So I don't know. To me, it does seem like it is a difference.
Well, apparently Markiplier is like a huge fan of this game, and it's like apparently like one of his, if not his most watched videos. Like, I am not a Markiplier stan, but I don't hate the guy, but I don't know his content that well, so I could be wrong about that. But so I mean, I think that's what drove it. Like he played it on stream, he fell in love with it, his audience fell in love with it with him, and so he wanted to like take it to another level or something. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I had a video where I just kind of discussed the idea of popularity over quality, and people just commented on my video without watching it. They're like, it's a great adaptation of the game. I'm like, that's merely that's just the entry of the conversation. You didn't watch my video. Yeah, a lot of fans of the game were very happy with it because it's a honorable port. So
sure,
sometimes that's all that matters. And I think the funny thing is when you're talking about like money and shit and studios, they don't care if people like it or love it. If they pay and go see it, that's all that matters. And going to another YouTuber, Shane Dawson, won that TV series where he kind of, I won't say that he used his influence, but it was a vote-in show where two people shot the same script, some filmmaker and Shane Dawson. And Shane Dawson, with his YouTube audience, they went and voted, and he won. And how many movies has he made since?
Good question.
Well, and can you even name that movie?
Not Cool. Holidaysburg is the better version, but not Cool.
I totally forgot the name. And
for good reason.
I forgot all those Paul Brothers ones, and there's countless other ones. I know, like the horror movies, they've kind of tried to bring influencers in a little bit too, and I don't know, man. They just kind of are nothing. It's like a gimmick where if you can't do something, you try and bring some of them in, but these don't seem like that. So I don't know. I hope we're in a new era of it where we've kind of gotten over that. We're going to plug and play with whatever social media star we can get, and instead, maybe they're allowing these people to actually get some funding for some sort of artistic vision.
But like
I hope so. Anyway.
That's kind of my point.
Cool.
Like, who the hell thought Obsession was like? I assure you, no one thought Obsession was going to be a $400 million movie.
Well, clearly not. It only cost
750.
$750.
But when I heard the premise of it, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be amazing!" Like, come on, like if done well, like that sounds great.
It's
like it kind of ties a lot of these kind of. It's kind of got the curse thing to it, but then on top of that, there's a lot of elements of recent horror that it kind of brings into one quite nicely.
It's wild.
I don't know, man. I dig it
because the teaser, like I remember the teaser where it's just him on the phone in the car with customer service. I was like, oh, are they like playing on the Substance thing? Is this just going to be like sci-fi horror shit where you like? Because the teaser felt like right out of Demi Moore on the phone with like. Whatever the name of the Substance people, like it felt like, let's just capitalize on, hey guys, remember Substance? Anyway, here's another weird customer service horror movie. And I was like, oh, don't capitalize on that. Please don't do copycat shit. And it really wasn't, which is, you know what? If you get their foot in the door by having them think it's some watered down Substance and then give them Obsession, right on, I guess.
It was a perfect teaser for me because it's got like that slight bit of like off kilter comedy, but then it's also got the annoyance of customer service. Just I don't know. It set everything up for me. I really thought this thing was going to be something. I never would have thought 400 million. I would have thought, hey, this is a horror that somebody will talk about at the end of the year.
And
I definitely
go on.
Go on. No, I was just gonna say, watching it, I got watching it. It felt like I was like, I saw I think the first or second week it came out, and like there was already a lot of hype around it. But like watching it, I was like, this is different. And I don't know, because it's like, I mean, not that different, but like the fact that it was like it would switch between the comedy and horror so well. And I know that like that's kind of a common thing to do, because comedy and horror just like go together generally really well. Like Ready or Not,
too.
Although Ready or Not 2 wasn't so good, but we don't need to go. We don't need to derail with that. But the fact that I was like both equally parts uncomfortable and laughing while I was watching Obsession, and the fact that the audience was there with me, it was like it's a very good audience movie. I think that's part of the reason that people love it and why it works so well in theaters, because people kept wanting to go back and experience that.
It lets the discomfort just sit there, like the scene with the on your left, the chair. Like in someone else's hands, they're cutting that much tighter. Like you just have an empty frame and then her slowly sliding the chair in. Like it is like this creepy, weird thing, but then it eventually becomes like this cringe comedy thing where I don't know how to recut that. If you were to tell me to make it either funnier or scarier, like I think you would sacrifice one or the other in that shot. So
it's a masterclass in editing. Like the tone in that is just it's so perfect that they're just walking that razor's edge. I just really dig that.
Yeah,
and the way it built
that scene is the perfect example of it.
Like just like the moment when he sits next to her, it's like clear. Obviously they're at a party, something's gonna go wrong. But then the moment, like for whatever reason, he ends up sitting next to her, it's like, oh, someone's getting attacked here or something. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
maybe it's because it was my friend. I didn't want my friend to get attacked.
I think I think the thing of it is the internet has kind of grabbed both Obsession and Backrooms and has talked about it quite a bit. The discourse around Obsession and Bear is, I'll say, alarming. I didn't realize that we need to talk to young men as much as we do, but apparently we do. He's not the hero. I'm sorry, guys. He might be in the beginning, maybe. I'll argue that. But yeah, the internet is, I don't know, sometimes it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I think talking about Gen Z, they have like multiple versions of their Blair Witch. Like they're with this I won't call it guerrilla marketing, but Blair Witch, it was just online shit that spread the word, and Blair Witch was really, really huge. Backrooms technically was, its own video, but it was on YouTube. And that was, I mean, they gave that $10 million budget. So they were a little bit more confident in that.
Well, that one was in the cultural zeitgeist, though. Like, it created its own buzz. Like, it makes sense to throw money at that. I thought that was definitely going to be a bigger horror one from, a creator, so to speak. But, man, yeah, I really dug that one as well. Sadly, we're giving a lot of glaze to Obsession, which it deserves. But, man, it kind of sucks for the timing for Backrooms, because I think any other time that would be praised a lot more.
Dude,
there's some really interesting things going on there.
20. He's not old enough to have graduated from film school yet.
He can't drink champagne at the launch party.
Well, not legally.
Fair. But yeah, let's talk about Backrooms for a minute, because wow, man, I went in just like, oh, this trailer looks nuts. What is this going to be? I love Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'll watch him in anything. And then I started falling down the rabbit holes of all the lore videos and stuff like that afterwards. And yeah, Backrooms is a crazy concept and a pretty cool movie. It fell apart a little towards the end for me, kind of like Shelby Oaks, but I think it was a stronger ending than Shelby Oaks.
So much stronger, man. It like ties so much to. I really dig it. I'm a fan of the ending of this one.
Okay, cool. I didn't hate it. Like I just like the fact that it just kind of just stopped. I was just like, no, I want more. Like it was one of those kinds of endings. Like What about you? What do you think, Charles?
So I have not seen it, and I'll use this to pivot because
Okay.
For as much as these two movies are making money for their respective distributors, they kind of did favors for the theaters, and they didn't have to. I want to remind everyone of the VOD thresholds, and as of right now, I don't know who studio owns what, but there's a between 17 and 180 day release threshold, and depending on how much money a film makes an opening weekend, it could be as soon as 17 days, it could be up to 30, could be 45. Sony is 90, but Sony, keep in mind, they own a chain of theaters. And they have varied distribution between Apple, Netflix, and Amazon. So Sony's kind of dipping their toes in all of the puddles there. Paramount is the only one with a solid 30, but I don't know what the deal is with them. And Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers can, if their film on opening weekend makes less than $50 million, it can qualify for a 17-day or a 30-day release window to VOD.
Interesting.
And Disney, they're kind of handcuffed to the theater industry. They're 180 days. I don't have a clarification of that, but it seems like because of those sweetheart deals that Universal and Warner signed during COVID, that Disney's got to kind of, eat that shit that, you wanted Avengers on 6 out of 8 screens. Well, you're going to have to make all your money, or at least the first 6 months of your money through the theaters. And I say it's interesting because Universal is the distributor of Obsession, and that movie made less than $50 million opening weekend, but they took the full 45 days to release it to VOD. And I will say the same thing with Backrooms. That is not out yet on VOD, and the 45 days is the 13th. So,
I'm glad they're not going hard lines. If it doesn't make 50 million opening weekend, we're automatically going to the minimum threshold. That is awesome. That it seems like they are looking at like per theater, earnings, and then they're also possibly looking at how many theaters it was rolled out to, because I know they've just kind of kept building and building some of their theaters. How many it was in for quite a while.
That's also something too. The fact that definitely Obsession, it made more money in its second weekend. So, like, I don't know if I'm being greedy. If I'm Universal and I see it's making more money, and I can make 100% of a VOD release and not split, 40% with something that's gaining steam, I if I'm being greedy, I would say, all right, it didn't make 50 opening weekend. We'll see you in 10 days for the VOD release. And they didn't do it, which maybe there's something more to it. Maybe
it gives me a bit of hope.
Sure.
I wouldn't say that means the theaters are back, but at least they're going to look at it as kind of a case-by-case basis. And I bet this is the new model, essentially. If they don't have any idea that it's going to make more than that, then go to VOD, get that money. But I don't know. This gives me some hope because, I wouldn't have imagined either of these being so big or having so much of a, what would you call that, life in the theaters as they have. But, I guess Disney's doing the opposite, like Mandalorian Grogu. That's still in some theaters near me, but they're not getting the same business. Yeah.
That's interesting. I would love for that kind of thing to become the norm, because it feels like it should be the norm. Like if a movie comes out and it's getting attention, I like the last couple of years, it just hasn't made any sense to me. Why pull it from theaters? Let it gather more attention. Let more people see it, and then more people watch it on streaming or VOD or whatever. Like, I don't know. This just seems like the rules that we should be playing by. It's weird that we took this long to get here.
It might be a case-by-case basis because, like, Supergirl, that made what, 67 opening weekend? Did it make 50? That's Warner.
Let me double check. I don't think so.
So it looks like Supergirl will be forgotten about by a month into its release. So in that instance, if you wait 45 days and it's just people forget about it. If you're the studio,
You're saying it just takes some time.
It just takes some time. Well, the domestic opening weekend for Supergirl was 37.
So we could see
I didn't
that.
think it hit 50, but I'm sure it did worldwide. But
yeah,
man.
I mean, probably worldwide it's at 107 right now. Domestic it's at 61. But it's I don't think it's hitting 200. It's not getting anywhere near 200.
Release date was what, Lindsay?
June 26th. That was like 2 weeks ago.
We could see it Tuesday.
Right, maybe.
Because if it didn't make 50, the earliest we could see it is the 13th.
Yeah.
You could see a backrooms Supergirl double bill on VOD on Tuesday.
Super back.
And backrooms will win again. It'll win again.
It will. It will.
No, like
I can't see them doing it. Like it is gonna be beat out for sure. But man, I assumed that one would have some legs. That's definitely going to be the one that I'm taking the biggest hit on this year, like on my predictions anyway.
So
I thought for sure Supergirl would be way higher up on the top 10.
So
it's coming nowhere near it.
We'll swing around to Supergirl. We have stuff we'll talk about towards the end and kind of what's surprising, good and bad. But what do the studios? What benefits them to play by this? Let's do right by the theaters, because the theaters get screwed when they make shit. Like, Supergirl tanks, and so theaters got to waste, screen time with a movie that no one is going to see. Where they could have, instead of putting, 5 showings of Supergirl, they could have kept Obsession going and kept making money. So it feels like, unless you're Disney, the theaters are really at the will of these distributors. So my question is, if something's doing well in theaters, what's to prevent a greedy studio, or you could just hear that as studios, from taking a shortcut and making their money as soon as possible? Like, what do they have left? What do they owe theaters at this point?
Nothing, which is sad. The relationship has really kind of become very cut and dry. Like, I feel they should work together. Maybe they used to better, but maybe it's just like with how tight things are getting. I feel like they're kind of see each other as rivals. Maybe it's odd.
Yeah,
rivals isn't the right word.
This is a reminder that Disney has a streaming service. Warner has a streaming service. Paramount has a streaming service. But
true,
Sony
but like
has
what
theaters.
Gone direct to? Well, what gone direct to any of their streaming services, aside from a couple of Netflix things that they then had to re-release to get the accolades? But what gets nominated or anything like that? Like you're just looking for essentially free advertisement for your streaming platform, but there's something about that gravitas of actually getting like an awards nomination and then winning an award. It has to be theaters at this point. I don't see them, like even Netflix, they do those like very small releases just to get the nod. I don't know, man. It seems like it's a necessary evil is kind of how they're treating it at this point. And I'm not sure that it's not. It seems like they've evolved from being all the business is just the theater. Then we had home video. Now we've got streaming, and that's way faster. I think just this VOD and then the streaming, man, it's something that we didn't anticipate coming like 2 months after a film is released. But yeah, I think it's just the reality of what we're doing now. It sucks.
There's a perfect storm too, because like for as much as I've seen content on something like Obsession, I've also I had my worst theater experience seeing Blank. Like we're still doing Minecraft shit. Can you imagine going to see Obsession and having a chicken jockey situation at some point during that movie? Like,
oh God! When he's eating the sandwich, people just start throwing
cat
just stuffies at the screen or something.
Well, so it does look like Troy McClure did weigh in that Backrooms is the 14th, Supergirl is the 28th for VOD. So
Ooh.
it looks like we're not getting a double feature, but that makes a little bit more sense to me. That
So-
you'd kind of try and get some trickles into Supergirl, but
They're dope.
yeah, I don't think there's any chance.
Backrooms doing 45 days and Supergirl's doing 30. That's interesting.
That sounds right, though,
Sure.
when you see what kind of business they're both doing.
But dude, when
Wait,
Odyssey
did you say
comes
Troy
out,
McClure, by the way?
yeah, in chat.
Oh, yeah.
In chat.
Oh, right. Sorry.
You might remember him from such chats as, I
apologize,
us
Troy.
all the time.
I apologize, Troy. Good to see you again, buddy. It's been a while.
But if you think about it, listen, I fine, whatever. I was wrong. I would like to have fun on Tuesday, them both coming out. But the Odyssey comes out next week. What are you going to do with your extra Supergirl showtimes when the Odyssey's in theaters for an extra week? You've got nowhere to put Supergirl.
I think there are going to be some. If you've got a small theater on the side, it's probably going to that one. There is like a smaller screen.
Your burner theater?
My theater. I know which one it's going to. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You're not wrong. There's also a couple of other ones coming out this month that seem interesting. So I don't know, man. It does seem like its life cycle is already done, which is kind of sad as far as superhero movies go. They're always the ones with legs, and even children's movies are supposed to be the ones with legs. But this latest Minions one, not so much.
I think there's a reason for that. I think Toy Story 5 is doing very well. And for once they can't all have the same money, where Toy Story is still doing very well, and people are like, yeah, I'm going to watch the iPad movie and not bananas run around with monsters or whatever. I think that's the only reason, because Toy Story 5 is doing so well. To that point, as of the midway point, as of July 5th, the total domestic gross for all shows in 2026 is at $4.883 billion, which is on pace for pretty close to.
It's a positive trend. Does that include popcorn buckets?
It does not.
That's a good question. Are we ever going to see the popcorn bucket money? Like, I want to see the weird jacket, flesh girl, Supergirl jacket numbers here. Like, what are we doing, guys?
So 4.883 billion. If you double that, we're getting at about $9.7 billion. The last time we had double-digit billions was prior to COVID. 2019, the total domestic was 11.363 billion, and the average ticket cost in 2019 was $9.16. In 2026, the average ticket costs $13.29. So,
so it just looks better on paper than damn inflation. Well, it seems like a good trend that we might be able to make it to double digits. I certainly hope we do, but you saying that it's $4 more per ticket, that doesn't seem like it's quite fair. It doesn't seem like we're quite running the same race.
Right. So what was $1 in 2019 is $1.45 today. So even when you make $10 billion, that's like $7 billion in 2019. As much as they're inflating and making the numbers look sexy, if you were to adjust for inflation, it's still not doing too good. And, can the year kind of fall off? Because I'll put the numbers back up. This is the first time we're on pace for. We haven't had a $9 billion year since 2019 either. The closest we got in 2023, which was Oppenheimer and Barbie that year, 8.907. It's odd that, $10-11 billion was a commonplace thing in the 2010s, and it's something of a struggle now.
Yeah. I hope we can do it. I want the theater industry to last. Man, the last a great experience that I had in the theaters was Obsession. Just,
Mhm.
I don't think that would have played the same watching that at home. There's something about having the comedy and that tension just really play with that audience. And then when the horror snaps in, just man, it's visceral. I would hate so much if we're to lose that. It's just it's not the same watching it on your own. Yeah, it's a great movie. You would really see some amazing camera tricks, and then the editing is amazing. But man, watching that play out with a crowd, just I want us to be in double digits. Just man, I thought we were doing a little bit better than that. I didn't realize it was $4 extra per ticket.
Right.
That 40 cents to the dollar.
Even if it's 10 billion, it's still like astroturfed. It's 10 billion that looks like 7 billion in 2019, which I mean, sure. If that looks good, I guess.
So I'm going to propose a question.
Okay.
Are subscription models for movie theaters
Oof.
the future that we should be looking to? And what's the way that studios make their money back on that? So do the movie theaters have to pay out like some kind of percentage to the studios based off of prescription ticket buyers that come in and do things per month?
I see. I would almost go back to the theaters just to know what that back end is. When I was doing marketing shit, like this is something I would have loved to have just listened in on and taken part in. I'm wondering because they didn't have this like movie pass type shit or A-list things like that.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if they just eat their percentage on like the subscription service, like the theater eats their they give the studios their cut, but
Mhm.
hope and pray that people that are using their subscription pass are buying food. Because part of it is the movie's going to show no matter what.
Yeah.
If you have one person in the theater, technically you should be showing that movie regardless. So if it's 1, 10,
Technically.
50, right. If it's 1, 10, 50, the movie's going to be on regardless. You're wasting the electricity.
Right.
It's happening. So
Right.
as far as the theater is concerned, it's going to be on. What if we just not worry about our cut of the ticket and maybe kind of let these people be a bit more inclined to get food? I'll be honest, when I was doing A-list stuff, I was, doing double headers and shit. I was way more inclined to eat dinner there and shit.
There's no there's no AMC's up by me now. There is one theater that has a subscription thing that I am a part of, but I'm not gonna lie. I've also noticed that theater literally never checks tickets. It's like they don't care. I haven't been checked once.
Interesting point, Lindsay. That is a very interesting point. It's almost like once
that's kind of awesome.
It's almost like once you pass the concession stand, they don't fucking care what you do.
Right. Like, so what if like, and this is no one on either side of this debate would agree on this, the studios or the theaters. What if like theaters started like, instead of like, okay, so each ticket sold, the studios get X dollars or whatever. Like, so if your movie played in my theater chain for a month, you get like some percentage of my profits for that month or something like that. Like 2% or something like that. And I mean, obviously that's probably not a viable number or something like that. So then like the theaters and the studios need to rely on each other and work together a little bit more. And it's not all about like tickets sold. I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I just like talking like crazy stuff? This is a world where everything's like on a subscription basis, where it's like whatever movie theater is nearby you, you don't buy a ticket when you go up there. You sign up on an app and you do a thing, and then you go in and they scan the app. Yeah, whatever.
I think if the video game world is telling us anything, people are a little fed up with the pay for shit and you don't own anything.
This is true.
Sony recently released, they're not doing physical games anymore. And the online is very upset about that. And
yes, they are.
I have to admit, I get it. At a certain point, what do we own? And if you're just doing like, it makes sense subscription service for the theaters, but I don't know. Yeah, Nightmares on Nerdscape says subscription models are going the way of the dodo. All of this seems like short term. Like there's no sort of vision for like, what does this do for us 6 months from now? I mean, like that Movie Pass documentary is absolutely captivating. They were like purging money, and just doubling down, just like, we got to get more customers. Like, dude, you're $2 billion in debt. What do you mean more customers?
Wait,
it's a volume business.
There's a documentary about all this. I had not heard about this. I want to watch that.
I thought we talked about it. Yeah.
I want to say it was a year and a half ago. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's Netflix one, isn't it?
I
want to say it was, but
it's very very informative, very interesting, Lindsey. Definitely.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I mean, without having seen it. Oh, go.
It takes you back to the good old days.
It's
of
sapphic.
Movie Pass.
What'd you say?
It's sapphic.
Did you say sapphic?
Nostalgic.
Oh, nostalgic.
Yeah, I said nostalgic, but sure, it could be sapphic too.
A little heavy on the woke shit, I see, or fine. I don't know why I heard sapphic, but I'm just keep saying we're sapphic.
You just always think about Benny Saffy, so then you just kind of turn that into sapphic, and yeah.
But yeah, I hope theaters are going to be here for the long run. I don't know. I hope we do make it to the double digits again, but it does feel like there's an asterisk next to it in the whatever history books this time.
Yeah. It's so funny too that an industry like we wanted it'll die if it doesn't hit $10 billion. Oh no, they're only ranking in 9 billion, but no, that is legitimately not quite enough. So yeah, it's
dude, you're charging 45% more, and you're struggling to hit your old number. Like, that's insane.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a bunch of interesting movies that are still coming out, but all it takes is a couple of Supergirls, or there's quite a few other ones that have kind of underperformed recently. I don't know. I hope we can have just as effective of one, but we'll see.
I think the problem is complacency, and it goes back to Obsession, Backrooms versus Mandalorian. Yeah, growing up, if we heard Star Wars in theaters, oh my God, it's going to make ridiculous money. That's not the case anymore. Like in the 2010s, superhero movie, okay, $1 billion, see you there. I think people, first of all, money's fucking tight. People aren't just going to fucking show up for the new thing. You've got to like work a little bit for this. And studios maybe got a little complacent, little, dare I say, lazy. Just here, new fucking superhero. Go to it, you shits. And the quality hasn't seemed to matter.
It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that either. I don't know if we're getting into Supergirl later, but man, it's such an amazing story. I don't know how they wound up with what they ended up with on the out of this edit.
So I'll take this moment. It's because
take it
because we're on the internet. It seems like a lot of movie news is affected by internet discourse, and sometimes it could be the kiss of death, or people online will lay claim to something doing well or not for their coverage of a thing. And Supergirl, we've been hearing about how terrible it's been for months and months and months, and trailers. And actress said a thing about maybe the alien character could be bisexual when the character is not a fucking human anyway. We had a conversation apparently about how woke this shit is, but again, alien character. So what is sexuality to that thing anyway? And then the conversation grows around that, and anti-hype or hype happens, and the movie fails. And I have not seen it, but from what I hear
I'd be interested to get your opinion on it once you do see it.
From what I got to wait an extra 2 weeks for the VOD apparently. From what I've heard, it's okay. Not good.
There's a lot of good stuff in it. There's a lot of really good stuff in it. I just don't know how well it comes together would be my big kind of critique. It feels like it needs another 20 minutes. I think Iron Lung
More?
needed less. I think it need well, it just to get us kind of invested a little bit, just because I don't know, maybe I don't how into it we want to get right now, but
I'll
it
forget.
needed
Don't worry about it.
to just kind of take its time just a little bit, just
Well,
to let us be in this world.
the director, Gillespie, his cut was, I think it's 12 minutes longer. So, I mean,
Okay.
it's not quite the 20 that you're saying.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're saying there isn't a lot of extra stuff in that cut, but if you're saying we needed more time, man, that extra 12 minutes could be what kind of gives you the extra tension in those scenes. Just, man, so I'm not some huge like Supergirl stan. I was never really into Superman or Supergirl. I
Mhm.
just felt like Supergirl was kind of like the carbon copy, but female this time of Superman, and it was always a goody two shoes character. It was just never really my bag. And then this guy that I was working with told me like, no, you need to read this thing, The Woman of Tomorrow. Man, Tom King was able to come up with like an amazing storyline. It is one of the best Supergirl, and I dig this thing so much. It kind of sets her apart from kind of the previous iterations of Supergirl, and it kind of puts her in like the essentially True Grit, Rooster Cogburn from that. And man, it does this amazing thing, and just that's not exactly what this movie does, sadly. There's a couple things that just kind of cut the legs out from under the story, and it's part of it is the inciting incident, setting it up. They set it up differently, and then a lot of it is character growth, and I think that's so that you have different characters going on in the next movie.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Mhm.
This could have been amazing, and it's just kind of meh, which sucks. They had every potential to make this thing just amazing, and I really wanted all the feedback that I was hearing over the last year that like this is going to be the worst thing ever. It's super woke. It's like the story's woke. It's great though. Like just no, it's amazing. You got to actually just read this story, and it's a departure from the comic, but it's not the worst thing ever. I still like it more than most Snyder films, but it's just it doesn't hold a candle to the comic, which blows.
So, when there's claims and narratives around, the public just isn't into female-led superhero movies, and they can point to a lack of money being made. How much is there to that? Did Lindsey just leave?
He might have. Perhaps he had to go check out Supergirl.
Lindsey?
Sorry, I sneezed. I was trying to.
Oh, nice.
You could just say, I don't want to answer this question. That's fine.
I don't think it's that, man. I think if they had actually captured, so I think Millie Adcock is amazing in this. I don't think she's what most people have issue with. It's kind of some jarring cuts and some interesting, well, some would say the worst needle drop in cinematic history, but I don't know. That might be a bit too much. But
why?
I don't think anyone has an. You'll have to see it. Nobody could take this away from you. You must experience what this is, Charles. So I await in 2 weeks for you to report back your experience with
a needle drop.
Just take your time with it, if you will. Sorta. You'll see.
I mean, it wouldn't have been good without that needle drop, but it really kind of just it leaves you just this moment during the climax when you're like, really? It just,
Apparently
they really go ahead.
They tried like 40 different songs for it, and Gunn overruled that it's this one.
Take time.
And
it's not Big Empty, is it?
It's a choice. No. Just sit with it. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't think it's her that is the issue with it. The other thing is you've got DC. You've got like the tentpole 3. Why aren't you kind of going with one of those? And instead you're going to go with an interesting kind of side character to the Superman thing. I don't know. It was a choice, but I don't think it quite worked for him, obviously.
Is it possible that it's not that audience, again, without any experience with it, I'm just merely asking you guys a question. Is it possible that we just have fucking superhero fatigue and not whatever the fuck, chick fatigue, DC fatigue. Although DC's always kind of underperformed versus Marvel anyway, and since COVID, both of them have kind of had a hard time reaching a billion anyway. Not that Supergirl has any shot of reaching a billion. Is there a shot of like it's just a bunch of things and not just, oh, she said a thing about possibly being bisexual, so I'm not going to watch that movie?
I don't think that's most people's issue with it. It's just, it's somewhat jarring. It seems like it's kind of like Ayer's issue with his Suicide Squad thing. The studio had their own cut, and then we're testing them A/B, and I think that's what most people's issue is kind of the storytelling and specifically editing seems to be a big thing.
I think a lot of it is it's a very ugly movie too. Like I know there's parts of the movie where it's not supposed to be pretty, like it's set on like, you know, like a world that's like been ravaged by war or something like that. So obviously that's not supposed to be, you know, flowers and gumdrops. But like it's visually unappealing for the most part, in addition
those
to
books.
Yeah, they're
so
gorgeous.
beautiful, which is it's a shame. They definitely took it a different visual direction.
Yeah. It's in okay, so it's the visuals, it's the music, it's so overtuned.
Hey, I will defend any one of those needle drops, man. You've got some Eagles of Death Metal in there. You've got
That's
Wet
true.
Leg. Any one of those, I defend, but that one, just oof.
I'm
You're not wrong.
So curious at this point. A needle drop ruins a movie, huh? Okay.
Hey, did you like Slow Nirvana? Because if you did, this might be up your alley.
It also might just eat your whole world.
You never know.
May not be a hit.
I should know.
But some positives.
Yeah.
Lobo was pointless, but great.
It's so weird because like he was supposed to be in the book initially, and they wanted him as like the Rooster Cogburn character, and then they finally realized like no, he doesn't belong here. That should be Supergirl, and sadly they took some of her parts and kind of gave it to Lobo, and it kind of takes away some of that. But I mean, like there's parts that you had to cut out, like there's Comet, the super horse, the flying Pegasus guy. Anyway, you know they're gonna cut him out. Why not bring Lobo in for like those parts or something? But here we are.
Yeah, well, and it's so funny too. I think about the way that they introduced Lobo in this movie is so awkward. Like they're just in a bar, and then suddenly just Lobo's just like been there the whole time or something like that. And Kara's just like, "Oh God, don't look at him. It's Lobo. He's an immortal bounty hunter and a total asshole." And they just exposit a bunch of stuff about it. And I'm just like, "Oh, I mean, come on, just have him walk in, just have him be a dick. Someone shoots him. It doesn't do anything, and." You got yourself a scene. Why do we need Kara just like exposition dumping everything about him? It was very awkward, very jarring for me.
Of the possible,
I'm glad he's finally on screen though.
True, yeah. And Jason Momoa was great. Like great casting. I like the visual. He didn't need to be in this movie.
Of the possible scenarios, which one would seem most likely for people to say maybe there's an issue and maybe people do have genuine comic fatigue? Would it be Spider-Man not coming close to a billion and or Avengers not coming close to a billion? Because I feel like I don't think it's so much any one particular movie so much as it's just, 15-year-olds from the first Avengers are in their 30s now. And it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man is for sure gonna do its business. It's Spider-Man and it's Marvel. There's already hype for that. I don't know about Avengers, man.
But Fantastic Four last year was kind of.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm assuming they're gonna do it, but let's see, because every other one of their properties has just been underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't hit it out of the park with Avengers, I don't know, man. It's already, I think it would be impossible for it to make its money back anytime soon on this. They're definitely going to be going to like VOD and streaming before they get that, just based off the budget of this thing. But I don't know. I don't think they can lose with this, but I think it really shows, yes, 100% superhero fatigue if that can't perform.
Lindsey?
So I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's gonna be fine. Like, hasn't every Tom Holland Spider-Man movie made $1 billion?
If not
this
very
one,
close to it. Yeah, the
yeah,
Spider-Mans
so
have all done well.
the Spider-Man eye. I have a feeling that one will be okay. Maybe not $1 billion, but probably at least close to it. Like, it's not going to be I flopped at the box office story. It just might not be a $1 billion, but we'll see. I do have concerns about Avengers though. We still don't have a trailer. There's just no real hype about it. I've met people. So the card shop I'm working for, it's also a comic book store. And
You have a friend that's in Avengers too?
No. I'm talking to customers and they're confused about Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom. They get that it's a different character, but like it's still like multiple people have told me about. Exactly. It's odd.
It's Doc Brown in 1885. Come on, it's not that hard.
But despite that, I don't think there's any shot that this thing could fail. But so I'm not predicting that they're going to make under $1 billion, but. I think 100% you would say yes, we're in superhero fatigue if they can't. Because, man, with everything they're pulling out for this thing, if they don't, they're in trouble. But, I assume they're going to get at least $1 billion on both of these. They will be the successful ones, and then we'll be condemned to more. All right. But we'll see.
So let me pivot away from the thing that's not doing well, that you can still see in theaters, to a thing that's doing very well, that you can't see in theaters. I don't know if either of you have been in tune with Amazon releases, but the darling of the internet, and the only reason I know this is because it's affected my back end and also the statistics on YouTube. Uwe Boll's Citizen Vigilante.
I did not realize that's what you were talking about this whole time. I was like, what's been affecting your backside? Okay, I get what you're talking about now.
So, again, I would claim that some of it is astroturfing. Something that you must see. The most important film of 2026 coming from certain people online.
So can I ask you, I just was able to catch this film recently. I missed all of the kind of drama surrounding this thing. So it got banned in a country?
Thank you for asking, Gray. Would you call Showgirls a banned movie?
I mean, I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid, so sort of.
That is not the question I asked you.
No, I mean, I know a lot of the theaters near me would not play that because of its rating. And same thing with Zack and Miri Make a Porno many years later.
Would you call Zack and Miri banned?
It's sort of. I know. I had to go out of town to watch that, and that was a weird road trip back.
Okay,
but
so with that, the movie has some extreme elements in it, and in its home country of Germany, they would not receive a rating, which is the same thing as the MPAA not going as far as saying R. This is too much for an R. You've got to make some cuts to get an R, or as high as it goes, NC-17. You need to get cuts to get a rating. And what happened with Citizen Vigilante is they didn't do cuts. They released the version that would not be rated. So they called that banned, but it's just not getting a rating. And when you don't get a rating, you can't get the film distributed. That's not banned. If it were banned, Elon Musk would be in a ton of shit for just putting it on X. If it were banned in Germany, like if anyone saw it in Germany on X, there'd be a bit of a hiccup. Listen, I get it.
So it's hype.
I
mean,
online?
So many films have done that before. Well, I mean, where they're saying like this film's so intense it was banned,
listen,
it cannot be.
I had it on my rider that I was banned. I was not asked to perform somewhere again. So, like, I get it. Don't get me wrong.
You had Too Hot for TV on there.
The set no one wants you to see. They just don't want me to see it. But it worked bravo to that, but it's not banned. It didn't get a certification for a rating. It's just to get an R rating, it needed to make cuts that it didn't do. To get distribution, which a lot of that, like, I get it throughout Europe. If you don't have a distributor, what theaters are you going to play it in? But, these are theaters that you have to fit on some sort of, I don't know, commercialization where, people are going to be playing, Spider-Man trailers before your fucking Nazi Death Wish movie. You kind of got to play ball if you want the rating to be distributed.
So somebody please clip Charles saying Nazi Death Wish. By the way, I need that in my life. So when was the last time a movie got this treatment? By the way, because it's not very common. Was it X? Wasn't there some controversy about X, the first part of the Pearl Maxine thing? Or am I remembering that wrong?
I'm just sorry. I'm going to play politics because that's what I've been accused of.
Okay. Sure.
What's the kid across the borders movie? The prayers. No, what's it called? And it turns out the guy behind the film was actually doing some shady shit. The Angel Studios released.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
That's the one.
That's probably the last one that has this kind of thing where.
That's fair.
And again, I would even say AstroTurfing, a movie you need to see, and then that pay it forward system, which is, I don't know how you.
Isn't there something kind of crazy with
money
this
laundering?
So did it get released for free for a day on Twitter?
It was on Twitter for 48 hours.
Interesting.
A banned movie was on Twitter to see for free.
Yeah.
So
that might have been the best way to watch it.
Sure. Sure.
You're not wrong.
Sure.
You're not wrong.
So I watched it, did a short on it, and if you are in the comments section, you're unfamiliar. Wow. Okay. So I've had drama over the course of my time on YouTube. The longest I've ever had a drama situation was a week. We're coming up on 3 weeks of Nazis in my comment section, just telling me a bunch of things that have nothing to do with the movie. Listen, keep interacting with my content, but the movie's awful. And the thing that I like, I would love to have a conversation if someone said, no, actually, it's good for reason within the movie. The closest thing I hear is, this is what's going on right now in Europe. Okay, then why do you need the movie? If it's happening, what the fuck do you need the movie for? The ironic thing is, I'm going to accuse Mr. Bowl of being a bit cynical, because in November of 2025, he released a movie called Run, about people that are migrants, who are migrants who are taking boats into Italy, and it shows them as sympathetic.
Is it a prequel to this one?
Nope. No one's talking about that, though. A movie that came out 8 months ago, basically the other side of the coin. And no one's talking about Run.
Yeah. I mean, I think the whole idea, same thing with using it as this got banned, and I'm guessing the publicity on Twitter, and then also getting a provocative actor, a resurgence of Armie Hammer.
Sure.
He's finally back, everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
As like the only, I don't know, what would you call it? Familiar actor in this film?
Yep.
It's interesting. It seems like everything here has been done to kind of sensationalize everything. It looks like it is trying to get that. It really comes off as propaganda, but it's that kind of sensationalized, like ripped from the headlines, but done horribly type of.
So, listen, again, if you think the movie is important, if you think the movie is the most important thing in the world, for messaging's sake, fine. We're doing this over and over again, and I'll do both sides. I'm sorry, The Craft 2019 or 20 whatever the fuck. The Craft, way too heavy-handed. Men in 2022, too heavy-handed. But the thing I don't remember people saying for the left-wing stuff is it's the most important film of the year. This is the second time in 3 years that we've had Sound of Freedom, most important thing, you buy tickets for your neighbors. What? Why? And now this Citizen Vigilante, people online who are in the film community saying that this is the most important film of 2026. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a Uwe Boll movie with Armie Hammer.
I think he's ever made an important film. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's not being fair, Gray. He's made 40 movies.
I know. I've watched
sometimes 4 in a year.
I feel like I've seen more than that, but yeah, it's not good. I don't know. It just feels like everything here is meant to be this kind of like flashy, look at me thing where I don't know. I don't feel like there is passion behind this. But I don't feel like the scenes were like well thought out or anything like that. The dialogue is atrocious. It doesn't come off like, we were talking about YouTubers, creators, films. Every one of those was so much more polished, and I would take the dialogue in any one of those or the acting in any one of those scenes, put it up against this, where this dude's made 40 films. I don't know. It seems way more amateur than anything we've talked about previously.
And again, to be as open-minded, as fair as humanly possible, when people on the YouTube film space say that this is the movie you need to see, this is the most important movie, does that dilute the messaging moving forward where someone's, gets recommended fucking Citizen Vigilante, goes home and watches it, and they're like, all right, like, I agree with, the migrant problem in Europe is a big deal, but this movie's fucking awful.
There's so many other versions of this movie that actually do have
Falling
some sort of
Down,
messaging behind it.
Death
I
Wish.
love that one.
Literally gonna break that one down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Falling Down's also funny. Like, it's aware of how ridiculous I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Economically unviable, man. There's so many amazing things in that one. Under construction. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with anything in this one. About the coolest thing is you see that there's a room that he set up at one point, but even that is not that impressive. It does feel like something that we've seen before, but it's just sorry, you were talking about the room?
Like my issue with Michael, there's no conflict for Michael Jackson in the film Michael. In Citizen Vigilante, our Armie Hammer character does not have any sort of pushback. He literally has this room where he locks himself up and just mows down all of the police, which, I don't know, were they corrupt in some way? Because they didn't show us how the police were guilty in that movie.
There were some gratuitous gore shots in there that were just, that would be like the one redeeming thing I could say about this. There were some practical effects used in that moment. That's probably worth seeing that scene.
Sure.
But
I mean, there's
that
great
scene
shots
the movie
of mold.
Does not make.
Brilliant shots of mold in this movie.
True.
That, when I get a prostitute from some Eastern European part of Eastern Europe, I normally get distracted by mold on the walls and has that conversation go nowhere. So again, to the discourse online, the same people that will cry that they don't have credibility and this is the thing people don't want you to see. I get it. Trust me, as someone who's put on my fucking my writer that I was banned from state college, I understand that gets people like intrigued and talking about it. But if you want to be considered in a serious light, if I don't know, if the shill accusation comes out and you want to get invited to these award ceremonies, do you think this kind of goes against that long term, where they're saying things like this is the most important film of 2026 without any real explanation why?
I think so. If you want to say like this film is dealing with one of the most important issues of 2026 to me, that wouldn't make me judge you nearly as much. But if you're telling me that this is the most important movie of the year, I'm going to think you probably didn't see many movies this year, and your taste is not anywhere aligned with mine. I'm assuming I'm not going to take your advice anymore.
Yeah.
But I would say that if you said any UA Bowl film is the most important film of any year, but that's just me.
Have you seen House of the Dead?
Unfortunately, I have. It's not his worst film, but it's up there.
What?
Oh, well, that's a question, actually. What would you call his worst?
So, I guess the other end of this is like people are using this as a political football, and now Uwe Boll, they're making a second one, kind of like Neil Breen, kind of like The Room. People are going to see it, but not the reason that as a filmmaker you would want them to, and it sends mixed signals. Like if you look at my comment section on my short, there's an interesting set of people who have things to say about me not liking a film.
It's interesting how people like because this dates back to like the original, which we're about to get a sequel to, Passion of the Christ. I remember a very good friend of mine in my high school was going around passing around tickets that to just anyone that would accept them, because his church was really pushing people to go see this movie. And now 25 years later or whatever, that's still an extreme tactic on the right, which is because you want to have your identity caught up in this thing. They make it a big deal, and then I guess that forces success in some way, or maybe that's like a precursor to the pay it forward thing that you were talking we mentioned with Sound of Freedom. Because if the church buys all these tickets, the movie makes a buttload of money, even if not one of those tickets equates to a person going to see the movie.
It's astroturfing the actual demand for it.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Sorry, we did talk about that. I apologize.
No. So to that point, it seems like I know you are, but what am I? The closest thing I'll say is maybe 2016 Ghostbusters, where that was kind of annoying. Like I remember it getting backlash in the trailers, and them even like going back and putting a line in the movie to kind of talk shit about people on YouTube. But every single time something gets pushed, is the left doing the same thing every year, talking about a movie that fits the message that needs to be talked about, that needs to be seen?
Well, I guess what was the last movie that qualifies as left-leaning?
So apparently One Battle After Another.
Yeah. A lot of people definitely interpreted it that way. I don't know that it's necessarily telling you any character is correct. I think it bounds on a lot of the characters. I don't know if Bob is the hero, and I think that's kind of the point. But
yeah, his daughter's the hero more than anything, right? Because like it's basically about how Bob's generation failed in order to get the changes that they wanted, and they passed the buck along to the future, hoping that they could pick up the pieces of what they weren't able to do. Yeah,
But can I watch a movie that tells me what I want to think? Can I just have it in the dialogue, please?
I mean, the Sound of Freedom.
I don't want subtext.
I don't know. I guess, would you count the Avatar movies as that? It is kind of the encroachment.
So my problem is there are right-wing movies that are made, and they're made well, that don't get celebrated. Like S. Craig Zoller is a really good guy on the the right, the conservative end of the spectrum, and they don't talk about him nearly as much. Mel Gibson. Fucking Hacksaw Ridge, also really good action movie, also had a quite Christian,
but Flight Risk.
Fair enough, but like when you have someone that actually is playing the game and making a decent film by woke lefty Hollywood standards, why don't you champion that and not, oh, this thing's telling me exactly what my side of the aisle wants to hear?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to a film so that it kind of coddles me. I love
stupid. You're so stupid.
As Craig Zoller's films, Dragged Across Concrete, I absolutely love that one. Man, nothing beats Bone Tomahawk for me. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't necessarily view those as political. Like, I don't know that it's saying the character is correct in all of their actions, and they're able to show a bunch of different things. But kind of that talking about like Passion of the Christ, a whole bunch of these other ones, they're passion projects. They have feeling into them. Everything is kind of thought out, and you can tell that somebody really painstakingly looked over each scene and decided this is how this needs to be filmed. I got none of that from Citizen Vigilante. I think people thought, hey, if we get Armie Hammer, that will cause, a big uproar because, he needs a cannibal comeback. It'll be great.
Cast him as Hannibal. Cast him as Hannibal.
I don't know. It feels like this is a lot more publicity stunt. Also, if we make it specifically about this version of the news or reports that are going on, this will definitely evoke certain feelings, and it will definitely get press. And then we can go ahead and use that to say, we're banned in these countries. Look at the movie that they don't want you to see.
Right.
It is a marketing thing that goes back to like Cannibal.
Sure.
Well, way before that. But borrowing some other cannibal things. I know Cannibal Holocaust got a lot of
and I guess
whatever mileage out of that claim that it's banned.
I guess my point on that, Gray, is if they want to sell tickets by saying it's banned, the thing that they don't want you to see, fine. But people like in the community, damn well what the fuck it means. It's not banned. Like, what are you doing? You're saying some loose shit, and I hope the AdSense is worth it, I guess is the thing I can say. I just feel like anytime I try to engage in a conversation, because, there are movies that are political and get very heavy-handed on the left, and I've been quite fair about it. I really feel like I call balls and strikes. But when the right has a message, man, that's the first thing they go to. Like, again, it's Sound of Freedom all over again. And after 6 months, the Sound of Freedom, everything behind that movie really started to look
pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Pretty bad.
So
but even that one, there's some artistic shots. Like the push in that both begins, it bookends the film.
Sure.
There's some thought behind that.
Sure.
I got none of that with Citizen Vigilante. Like, I could see that there were some people passionate about, Sound of Freedom, but I just get none of that here. It just feels like it's a big, I don't know. It just feels like publicity stunt to me.
Is it possible to have media literacy and be someone who chills for the right? No?
I think you could do it. I don't know. I guess you could say the argument is a lot of the arts lean more to the left.
Sure.
So it would be harder to get into it. So then you're using kind of people that aren't necessarily the top in their fields or aren't as familiar with it. And then you get stuff kind of like, Lady Ballers or a lot of these things that were kind of right-wing attempts at doing their own system. And I don't know how successful they've been. But, there's a lot of people who have different political opinions who are in the system. And, man, do they make some amazing works of art out there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's impossible to be done. But if you're going to do something that's straight propaganda like this, I don't think it's going to be good.
Dude, I
think it's very possible to make a right-wing movie and good. Like, Nobody, I think, is like such a right-wing dad dream movie. I adore it too, specifically because of that. Attack on Titan, I think, completely falls apart by the end. But I think one of the reasons why it's one of the most popular animes of all time is specifically because of the themes that come from its creator being a kind of an extreme right-wing guy. So I think there are things of interest and merit that can come from it. It just doodle with a little subtlety, guys.
Dude, we just said it. Falling Down. If you want Vigilante movie, remake, get Daily Wire or whoever the fuck has money to release movies at this point. Dude, have Angel Studios remake Falling Down and let them trust someone who has a little bit of artistic edge to them. Like, I'm not saying like don't release it, but like, can you try? Can you try? Like, it's dog shit. It's awful, that movie.
Also, they have the actor to do it right now. I mean, if what's his name, Kang, is going to keep making movies with the Daily Wire, make Falling Down starring him. That'd be a hell of a movie, I think.
Dude, he's a hell of an actor.
Dude, that Magazine Dreams.
Magazine Dreams.
He cost himself so much.
He did.
It was a really good performance in that movie, man.
Yeah.
So to the movie that from the movie that I've seen to the movie that none of us have seen, but there's plenty of hate for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which has a lot of hate because Helen of Troy is black and Elliot Page is not strong.
He's a hell of an actor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's not one role that they've done that I would have, I don't know. I absolutely love a lot of those previous ones. Like, man, there's Hard Candy for me is just an amazing performance. And the fact that they were able to do that so young, I don't know. I think they could pull off anything.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Inception.
I love them in Inception. Yeah, they're great in Inception. Juno, they're very good in Juno.
For sure.
I'm excited. And let's just be honest. Everyone that's hating on Zendaya is just hating on Zendaya because they're jealous that they don't get to sleep with Tom Holland. You know, that's their problem, not hers. But,
so it's Christopher
That's not
Nolan.
why I hate on her. I just think she's a little stiff. But okay, fair enough.
It's Christopher Nolan, who has yet to really fart yet as far as his movies are concerned. We have not seen the movie yet. Why so much hate? Like, do things even matter anymore? Like, if Tarantino made a movie and it had these issues, would people really be shitting on it without seeing a frame of it? I'm sorry,
Probably.
Lindsay. Should I?
Probably.
What?
No. I mean, probably. Let's be honest here. Like the internet hype culture and anti-hype culture is so driven to get those clicks and get those views and just kind of generate whatever bullshit that they can. But I would argue that
the
thumbnails.
I mean, if you heard some outrageous Tarantino casting, I think people would be making those thumbnails and still trying to do it. I don't know that it would hit as hard as saying, you know, you're taking this classic like the Odyssey. Just Tarantino makes his own films for the most part, aside from the amazing Jackie Brown, which deserves way more. But
dude,
I'm just saying,
someone who struggles to hit like 2,000 views on a short, to go from that to 30,000, it was quite seductive to be like, maybe I could just lean into this for a little bit. I get it. I'm not trying to say I don't get it, but like, what are you adding to the space here? And is the online community better for your chasing that click?
So there have been some recent kind of good praise of the movie, and that has kind of lowered some of the negative criticism on it. It's at least cooled a little bit. But I mean, a lot of it was, you know, you can get the thumbnails out there and it's, hey, look at this person in the Odyssey. That doesn't fit. It at least makes people want to click, I guess. It seems like it's that outrage thing. But just like any other good movie, if it is actually good once it comes out, you know, just forget that they ever criticized it.
Yeah. Everything's
fine.
Yep.
I can't see how he's going to miss with this. It's the Odyssey. I thought the Coen brothers were going to drop it when I heard what the hell Oh Brother Where Art Thou was, and man, it is one of my favorite adaptations.
That movie's so good.
That adaptation comes just under Wishbone for me, and then Nolan's might be just under that, but I don't see how they could beat the Coen brothers on this. But we'll see.
I mean, the rest of the cast alone has me interested. Frickin' John Bernthal. I love that once again, frickin' Matt Damon is making a movie about how he needs to be rescued. Just like how many billions of dollars of fictional money is going to be spent rescuing, you know, frickin' Matt Damon. Who else? Tom Holland's in it. Again, I made my joke earlier. Anne Hathaway, too. Isn't she Odysseus' wife? Yeah, like that's pretty damn good casting.
Do you think there's a portion of people that think these ancient Greek mythology stories are real? Like, do you think like saying that character can't be black when it's, you know, not based on real life, does that matter?
I mean, it shouldn't. It's fictional character. So
yeah, but in Troy,
know,
she's white and way hot. So
yeah, but shouldn't that be an issue too?
No.
I don't know. Shouldn't it be all like amazing olive-skinned actors and less Brad Pitts? But I don't know. Yeah, people are going to take issue with it, but man, I like seeing different adaptations of it. Again, I never would have thought doing the Odyssey in like the Deep South is going to work, but
Mm-hmm.
it works in such an amazing way. I could care less. It doesn't seem like he's trying to do a historically accurate version of a mythological tale. It looks like he's trying to do it his own way, which, hell yeah. I hope it's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Have they confirmed like the magic and all that stuff in it? I haven't really been paying because I kind of want to go in as blind as possible because I know the story of the
kind of
Odyssey
have to
so
have
well.
Siren, Cyclops. There's
Okay.
got to be some sort of magic, Circe
Okay,
as
okay.
well. So there's got to be something in there. But yeah, I don't know how deep into it he's going to get.
Real life stuff.
I'm sure there's creatures.
Well, I mean, it's just like I love Oh Brother We're Out There, but the Cyclops is just John Candy with an eye patch. So it's but
Yeah.
so it's probably gonna be a little more
Goodman's
literal
so
than.
good.
Oh, he's the John Goodman's a fucking legend, man.
So yeah, like I guess does it matter if they're wrong, if they're creating hype over, like if this ends up being a billion, if this ends up making the money that Oppenheimer did, all of this shit for the last 6 months ends up being worthless. It's just what's tomorrow
but that's the
about,
thing.
not
It
yesterday.
created clicks. It created some interest, and perhaps it even stoked some of the fire that will lead to its success. I don't know. I think it's just part of the business. It's a way to hype it up or de-hype it in a way. But I don't know.
Credibility? Does credibility?
I don't think it's going any
matter. No.
It should, but you mentioned it yourself. Like you felt like that little rush of getting into like the double digits of thousands of views. Just imagine if you had an even bigger audience. Aren't you going to have to recreate the outrage, so to speak? There's always going to be something that's going to piss you off.
I get it, and again, I do get it. But like at a certain point, I would almost give them a bit more respect if they were like, "Hey, listen, Benjamins, I did it for the Benjamins." But I'm trying to go legit now, because how many times can you play this song over and over again? Like, why did you start covering movies? Was it to talk about politics?
Like, don't you just have to kind of like walk backwards out of the room? Like, if you say like, but now I'm going legit, isn't it like the Stuckman thing then? Isn't it? Now I'm a film appreciator. I'm no longer a critic. I did that for the money.
Yeah, so Stuckman is now a filmmaker. So he doesn't really do criticism anymore. If you're playing politics shit, get out of fucking movie talk. Go get a gig at I don't know. Insert politics, Fox News. I don't know. Like if you want to get that money, being like the local, I don't know, Newsweek right-wing movie chat guide, go be the entertainment guide for Daily Wire. Why are you still talking about movies and shit like you're in the same conversation? Because like again, if you're going to Chris Stuckman at this point for film criticism and he just says, "I watched the movie," and that's it, you're like, "Oh, okay, so he didn't like it. I don't know why or why not."
He appreciated it. You know how many people worked on it?
But yeah, like at a certain point,
yeah.
if you're using Chris Stuckman to gauge you on whether or not you would like a movie, and he just says, I watched this movie, I appreciate the effort. What is you're not using that criticism to gauge whether or not you go and see that movie. So officially, for things he doesn't like, he has no purpose to you anymore.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Then I found $20.
I mean, that's an incredible.
I was just kind of
story,
taking that all in, man. But congrats on the 20. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just, I wonder if there is any way that you could say, like, I'm going legit without kind of torching everything behind you.
But, like,
I just don't know if that's an option, man.
If there's money in saying dumb politics shit, go do, like, pivot. Go do politics shit. But I would argue that most, if not all of the people that started talking about movies and like, wow, this thing's woke, got into this for a love of the game, not for money.
You would hope as much, and like I do think that there is like a continuation to that. Like Critical Drinker was a movie dude. Quartering was like a magic guy. I don't know what Geeks and Gamers were. Maybe video
Geeks,
games.
gamers.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's all in the title. I shouldn't overthink it. I guess what's the turning point? Is it your views aren't doing well, and then like you make one video where you're just like, oh, ha, 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 women, and that video does really well, and so then you
Ghostbusters.
shift your entire personality.
Ghostbusters, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you need is one. All you need is one thing to make 15 videos off of. And like I think that's part of it. Like they keep trying. All right, what's the thing? Citizen Vigilante. That's the thing for this week. Like, listen, I get it. I had a sneak preview of it. I could have released 7 Citizen Vigilante videos this week and probably milled that shit. I don't know why I didn't. I'm bad with money. It's clear. But like all you need is it's like a lotto ticket. Yeah, keep playing. Fuck it. We'll try it for this one. Now, Odyssey, the worst thing ever. It's woke. It's this. It's that. And you know, it doesn't even matter. Like how many videos did Critical Drinker do on like a trailer that just ended up looking foolish? On like what was it? He said that Prey looked awful and he had no interest in it. And it was like, oh, turns out that movie's quite fucking awesome. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I do
hype.
remember all that. Yeah.
I think so, and I don't know if that's going away, because I mean, like even when I think back to like the pre-YouTube days, you know, there was still like the, what would you call it, like the checkout lane tabloids, like
Inquirer.
This person is reported in this, or this person is. I don't know. I think people still want to make scandalous things. Like I know I heard scandalous castings before this, and yeah, I guess like People Magazine or the Inquirer or whatever would kind of keep their opinion a little bit less out of it. It wasn't like, this is the end of the world, this has gone to hell because he cast this, just shocking casting. And it would be, you know, the same announcement. I think this is just kind of the latest way to kind of, you know, what would you call that? Engagement farm through rage baiting.
Listen, Nostradamus said that this movie was going to be woke 15 years ago. So. And the Bat Baby.
I mean, if it was in his book,
there's photos of the Bat Baby with I don't know, trying to Inquirer tie this in. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm frustrated.
I think it's just the latest iteration of that. But I think we've all had like a little taste of that where it's like, oh, this is connecting with people. Maybe I keep going down this lane. I think it's a lot of that, but there is this need. People do want to hear about salacious casting, and they kind of want to hear your speculation on it. I know we've talked about it a little bit on this show. Like, hey, I hear this person's cast in this. It's interesting. I don't think we're doing the whole sky is falling thing with it.
But that's like internet magazine talk. That's not talking about like art. That's not talking about the craft. It's just gossip. It's TMZ is what it is.
But I don't know that a lot of their things went beyond that. At least the ones that I saw, it was, can you believe this person has cast this? This is so historically inaccurate. And can you believe, like even these experts are saying that that's not accurate. It's like, yeah, that's correct.
I guess.
Well, it is in a lot of ways just the YouTube equivalent of your entire identity is now based in the Sound of Freedom. Your entire identity is now tied up in the casting of Helena Troy, and it's the oh my god, what's the word? Or
sensitization.
Oversensitization. Sorry, my brain just completely blanked on that word right there. Oh my god, I just can't even say it. The point is, if you get people hyped up, you can make money off of them. Like how I got people hyped up with King Shark a few years ago until that won dry. You know, it's when something makes you money, you go with it. But there's a breaking point where you either need to stop or you need to keep going.
Rage is people love being angry and love people telling them there's a reason you're angry. Like if Citizen Vigilante was the best movie of the year, wouldn't you make a video saying, here are the reasons why this movie's brilliant? Not they don't want you to see it. Like if you're celebrating something really good, wouldn't you say, here are the reasons this movie's great? Not those motherfuckers don't want you to see it. Here's the reason that like they're trying to keep the man down. Like if you're
I think so.
But it's rage. It's you know people are angry about something and just kind of like poking them like, what about that?
But I think that's kind of what this film is designed to be, because
Odyssey?
it's not even like anything. No, sorry. When you were talking about Citizen Vigilante, yeah, it's like that's kind of what that's designed to be. So I don't know how else you'd want to market that. If not, it's okay. So there's this like Death Wish ripoff, but they're kind of basing it in Europe this time, and it's a lot of Croatian actors. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but
is it,
I don't know. I hope that the kind of latest reports, which seem to be somewhat positive, I hope that will shut a lot of this up with the Odyssey. I really hope it's going to do well and be like Nolan's every other film.
For casuals, is there ever a moment of The Boy Who Cried Wolf where it's like, dude, I've been hearing about woke, this thing's woke, fucking black person cast, trans person. Like, at some point, does the average Joe Blow just be like, dude, you said this 6 times this year. Not every movie is the worst thing to happen to society. Do they wake up at some point and say, yeah, like, I'm not listening to you. You're kind of farming this shit.
I hope it's not the average person that listens to them. I know my wife is a little bit more normie, but yeah, anytime I say like the internet's saying this about it, she takes that with a grain of salt. She doesn't usually agree with them or even know what I'm talking about.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, just a generic talk on the year in general. Maybe some fun stuff, some positives.
It's been a good year, I think. Primate was the first movie I saw of the year, and I actually really liked it, and it's kind of set the entire tone. It's been kind of a weird, fun, funky year at the theaters, at least for me, anyway.
It has been wildly volatile.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
You think it's been volatile this year, Charles?
Well, again, if I'm some billionaire sitting in my ivory tower and I start 2026 and I say, oh man, we're going to do so good. Mandalorian and Grogu, Supergirl, we're in such great shape. Look at these dumb little horror nothing movies being released in May. What the fuck do they know?
Well, you've also got a Minions movie,
right?
Remember?
Right. Yep. I think business as usual is upended, and listen, that's a great thing for us who enjoy something fresh. And listen, we're getting great movies. It's just not where you would expect it. And as long as we're getting great movies, that's all that matters, dude. Project Hail Mary. What the fuck? Why aren't people talking about that movie? That movie's incredible.
So yeah, I totally expected to not like that as much as I did, and I think it's my wife's favorite of the year. It's not nearly as high, but it's in my top 10. I really enjoyed the hell out of that. Sorry, I spoke over you, Lindsay. You were saying?
Great.
No, you're good. Actually, the timing of this. Oh, go.
I was going to tell Gray to watch Citizen Vigilante one more time, and then Project Hail Mary one more time, and then they'll adjust. Sorry,
there's one of them I definitely want to watch again, and it's.
Lindsay,
so I was super excited for Hail Mary because I adored The Martian. Then what's his name went and did a freaking interview with Critical Drinker, and I kind of like, I don't know, I decided to protest that movie. I'll see it sooner or later. I'm sure it's great. Wow. I love Ryan Gosling. I adore Ryan Gosling, so I really should see this movie. But I don't know that when he did that interview with him, and I listened to some of the interview, and they're really chummy. I don't know. It kind of turned me off. So
it's some of the Goose's best work. You should check it out.
That's funny. Like you're affected in the opposite direction.
Yeah, kind of.
So if someone gets in the pool with some of those people that are rage farming, that film automatically loses credibility for you.
Well, not that it lost credibility. I just didn't want to support it, and not that it mattered. Like it made up $500 million, so my one ticket obviously wasn't going to contribute one way or the other. But the reason it annoyed me was so like his movie, or at least The Martian, and I'm assuming Hail Mary is to some extent as well. Like they're so steeped in science, and there's a curiosity that's required to do science. And then Critical Drinker and all his guys are so inherently incurious about things. It just it was just odd to me. Just the entire thing. And then again, I did listen to the interview. I'm not just like, oh, he did it, and like I wanted to see how it went and stuff like that. And
marketing.
I don't know. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
He's got a
and
couple of million people that watch him, so why
Yep.
not try to entertain that audience?
Had no clue that it even happened.
Likewise.
So it's interesting. Yeah, I usually don't kind of lean into the hard sci-fi. I think I like my sci-fi with a helping of fantasy, if you will. So I'm usually for like the soft sci-fi with generous fantasy in there, and that's not what Andy Weir does with his stuff. It's a lot more of that hard sci-fi. So yeah, you got that in here too. There is the whole, you need a bit of curiosity for it, but I don't know. It worked pretty well for a normie, and yeah, I kind of expected it wasn't my cup of tea, and it won me over. So
that's cool.
I'd recommend it, man. Give it a shot.
I'll check it out. I'm just being a little bitch. I'll admit it, but that just rubbed me the wrong way. You know, I'll get around to seeing it though, because again, just like you said, I love the goose. I love me the goose.
There's a lot of other movies that are heavily on one actor. I thought there's no way that I'd be whatever you'd call it, like enthralled with just Gosling on screen, but man, I couldn't take my eyes off of him.
Wow, okay.
It's some of the Goosling's best.
Scott says the comedy drought continues. I don't know if I agree with that.
Man. There's been some really funny ones, and there's some really unfunny third act things, but The Invite, which just came out, I think last weekend.
It's a Seth Rogen movie, right?
It is, but beyond that, it's what's her name? Olivia
Wilde. She directed
it. Blanking. Wilde. Thank you. Yes, it's her film. Just Seth Rogen is the male lead, or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there are some hilarious moments in there. The whole third act there is no funny, but still, comedy's not dead. It's just it's a bit changing, man.
Yeah, I think you got to find it. I think that's the problem. I think part of it is that something that would have normally got a mid-tier release 10 years ago is scooped up by Amazon or Netflix or some shit. And it's hard to see the forest through the trees because there's just so much straight to streaming shit. And, you know, every now and again,
there's
something solid gets released and it's just like, oh, yeah, more dog shit.
And it kind of depends on, so you might classify it as dog shit, but there have been some straight to streaming ones as well.
If you say,
for instance,
go on.
Oh, which one do you think I'm gonna go with? Straight to streaming comedy.
Go ahead. I'll.
So there's a couple ones. So there is a Fairly Brother one.
Don't say Driver's Ed. Do not say Driver's Ed, Gray.
No, man.
Okay.
Come on. It's the whatchamacallit. It's Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser. Balls Up or whatever. That one's not the greatest, but yeah, it's kind of soccer related gross out humor. Then there's also what is it, like Little Brother or something like that with Eric Andre and
John Cena. Yeah, that's a Netflix one.
Thank you. I couldn't even see him in my mind. He was just not there. But yeah. There's some interesting things. Just comedies are kind of going a little bit more towards streaming, or it's multiple genres. You're right. It's kind of a drought for straight up comedy.
Dude,
but
Nirvana.
There's a couple of funny ones coming up.
The show, the movie. I need to apologize to you, Gray. Holy shit.
I don't think you can hype that one enough.
Right.
Like, it is so weird. If you can go in there blind, do it. Just, yeah, comedy's not dead, man. It's just different. But yeah, one of my favorite time travel movies, one of my favorite movies. It's definitely towards the top of my list for this year.
Back to the Future cover band that movie is, and it's nailing it.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, I think Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is probably at the top for me when it comes to comedy. Yeah, a lot of comedy I've seen has not been great, but you liked Pizza Movie, didn't you?
I still need to check that out. I totally passed on it, and then you told me it was trippy, so it's like, okay, that sounds like it's up my alley, but I have not circled back around to that one. I should. So, but there's been some other ones.
Yeah.
I wish I loved Scary Movie, but
I left. I couldn't do it. I wasn't funny. It was bugging me. I kind of got up in the middle of the movie and I just left.
They crossed the line.
Yeah.
And then there's those. If you liked the previous Jackass movies, you can watch your favorite clips from that in a new movie. So
that
there's
disappointed
that.
me. That Jackass greatest hits thing.
Yeah.
I've seen half of those clips. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple more. Super Troopers 3 is coming out.
Okay. That should be fun.
Yeah, everyone's dying to see that.
I didn't pay for that.
Fockers in Law. Yeah.
You didn't pay for that one. Yeah, I thought we were done with the Fockers movies. I'm kind of okay for us to be past the Fockers at this point in society.
But this time it's a female Focker.
Have you seen Driver's Ed, Grey? Because that is a Peter Farrelly
I have
movie.
not. Ooh. Now I'm excited for it, but no, I have not seen that one.
What's his name? Kumail.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Nanjiani. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Oh, Kumail Nanjiani is in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold.
Okay.
Does he pop his top off or no?
You better.
No, he's got 2 casts on his arms. It feels like it's Driver's Ed.
Do that
it's
to him.
A bunch of high school students in our learner car, and it feels a lot like elements of Road Trip and elements of License to Drive, but it's on streaming. I think it's on Amazon.
Seems like a bad idea.
Well,
why would you get Kumail Nanjiani and then cover up his muscles?
And Molly Shannon is in it too as a principal.
That's interesting.
Just saying, even with Fast 5, they knew what the deal was, and they made The Rock flex out of his cast. Why would you do that to Kumail? It just makes no sense.
They just don't want money. That's why.
What streaming is. They're just like, here, thing. I don't know why, but thing. The analytics tell us that this is what we're supposed to put in a movie. We don't know why, but we're doing it. Lindsay, what are you looking forward to this year?
I mean, I'm really looking forward to the Odyssey, if I'm being honest. I go back and forth on Nolan a lot. Tenet really wasn't my thing. Oppenheimer was pretty good. But I am really looking forward to the Odyssey. I love me some Greek mythology, and I just kind of want to see what this is going to be, whether it's going to be a shitstorm or it's going to be a huge epic thing. I'm down either way. That's my big one right now. What else is coming out, though? Here, let me see if I can pull up a list here. What about you? What are you looking forward to? What's the big one for you, Charles?
I agree. The Odyssey is the hit. My problem is whenever I talk to people that have issues with Nolan, when I hear their issues, I'm like, oh my God, I think I like the movie more somehow. Because if that's the worst thing about the movie, he's incredible. I'll put myself in their brain, oh, here's the thing that does not work, and this is why this movie doesn't work for me. And it's like, what? If that's the problem, the movie's basically flawless. And if we're talking about casting without seeing any sort of dialogue, you're not even giving it a shot at that point. I do come and go on Tenet too, where I'm like, yeah, I don't get it, and then I'll watch it again. I'm like, I kind of like that I don't get it. And
that's the one I need to give another chance to. I don't feel like I gave that one its due. I think that's the only one I've kind of just written off. But I'm very excited for the Odyssey. I can't see how he's going to mess with it, but we'll see.
AJ says, I'm going to make
comedies.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Go. Coyote versus Acme. It says it's getting a release. I am super excited for that. August 28th. I'm super, super excited for that.
Nice.
So AJ says, I'm going to make a prediction. Michael will be the highest grossing movie of the year until Doomsday comes out. With that said, it's going to have to eclipse Super Mario Galaxy, which is certainly possible. But also keep in mind, Toy Story 5 is really doing well. Right. It's a bold take. It's not too out there, but it's interesting.
So, I'm looking forward to a couple, but I don't know that they're necessarily going to be box office darlings. But Evil Dead Burn, the more I see about that one,
just came out.
Man, it looks like it's. I think it comes out the 20.
Right now, today. Depending on where you are, it's out.
It's today. Oh, nice. Well, I can't wait to hear the reports on that because there hasn't been a lot of fanfare for it or like real hype leading up to it.
Well,
So
in my popular kid friend group, they've seen it and they've said positive things. My popular
good.
friends have enjoyed
Okay.
it.
Well, I just stuck here with the normies, at the bottom of the food chain here, and I've heard nothing.
Fucking
But it
riff-raff
looks good
chat
to
rooms.
me. And the next one, also a horror movie, Clayface.
Ooh, yeah.
If this doesn't do good, I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing there with
Praying.
the DC thing. But I don't know how you could screw this up. He's one of the more underutilized, yet man, does each one of the kind of origin stories for that character, they're amazing. What would you call that? The cinematic tales of their own. So whichever one they decide to kind of adapt with this, I don't see how they're going to miss. And the tone on it and the low budget, I think even if it is underperforming, it's still going to make back its budget. So I hope Clayface is everything I'm hoping it is. But we'll see. And then that same month, my next horror one and kind of the biggest one of the year, Resident Evil, man. I trust me some Zach Krieger, and I think he is the one to adapt this. I know they're not going full on story from any of the games, but I don't think they're going Paul W.S. Anderson with this. I think he knows how to keep it in the world that it belongs in. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope it's just as amazing as his last two films, but we'll see.
100%. I'm super excited for that one too. Also,
what about you,
Digger.
Charles? You got anything? Oh yeah, Digger would be great as well. I think that's October.
Digger, please.
I don't think we know anything about it yet, but it's got the weirdest trailer I've ever seen in my life, where it's just like 5 minutes of a clip from every Tom Cruise movie ever.
Dude,
and I'm
Tom
just like,
Cruise in a
okay.
comedy. Where do I sign? Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Is it the first comedy he's done since Tropic Thunder?
Think so?
I mean, he was a comedic character in Edge of Tomorrow.
True. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. The Mummy was funny, but not in a.
It was a comedy in
laughing,
a way.
Not in a laugh with me kind of way.
It was comedy adjacent.
Guys, if you're watching, please let us know down below. Interact with the content. What do you like about these shows? What do you not like? Just be as honest as possible, but interact. Yeah. We don't know what to do with this series moving forward, so we need to hear your voices. Comment, subscribe, click like, all that shit. To the voting of this live chat, my question was, what will be the highest grosser of 2026? You had two choices: a first half release or a film that has not been released yet. 36% of you said a first half release. So a first half release. So the movie's been released already. 36% says we've already seen it.
So then that would be 64 would
That's
be
correct.
our voting that the Narnia movie is going to be the biggest one of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
60,
it's the follow-up to Barbie.
64% are saying Super Troopers 3 will be the horse of 2026. That's interesting that, we have $1 billion movie, Odyssey's in front of us, Spider-Man's in front of us, Avengers, whatever the shit that is in front of us. Dune 3 is in front of us.
Oh, that's right. That is coming out this year. I forgot about that.
Werewolf. There's a couple other ones. Street Fighter. That could be the darling that just takes everything.
I'd love that, actually. That'd be so fun.
I got called a hack. Yeah, well, I'm not the best. What could I say? Lindsey, what do you got coming up on your side of the planet?
Stuff. I've started making some content again. I put out a dumbass but fun little short a week or two ago, just to give me a chance to play some color correcting stuff. I'm also starting to make some content. It won't be on my channel, but it'll be on another channel off meta. People playing Magic the Gathering and other games like that. We're trying to do it for the shop, and we're just kind of see how that goes. I'm editing. We'll see. It's just a kind of fun new experiment. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing the second half of a Star Trek live stream talking about all the Klingons in Star Trek. That should be a lot of fun. Talking about the episode that a family friend did of Voyager, where she played B'Elanna's Torres's mom. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I got them actually watch them film a chunk of that episode, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I got stuff. Woo!
So Lindsey, you just gonna hype things based on if you have a friend in the production at this point?
He's got friends
pretty
in high
much.
places.
I know very random people in Hollywood. I know the adult version of Eugene from the 2 versions of Shazam, and there's a Shazam toy of him in my shop that I look at every day, and I'm like, "What's up, Ross? How you doing, Ross?" Every time I walk by it.
I just hope that the amount that I talk about Rob Schneider's series, you talk about Ghost Rider. That's all I hope, because
probably.
Gray.
I mean, that's my acting career high point, you know, like
being topless with Rob Schneider, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Gray, what do you got going on?
Well, now I got to dig up that highlight. So that's probably what I'm doing the rest of the night. But yeah, tomorrow you can join me over on the Last Panel. That's YouTube at the Last Panel 1, I believe. But yeah, we happen to be going through our top 5 favorite films that aged poorly. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, or if you got a couple on your mind, come over and join us. Also on my channel. But yeah, Last Panel, it's kind of fun, and we do enjoy hearing your guys' takes on it. But what would you say your favorite movie that aged poorly is? You'll find out tomorrow. That's about all I got going on. The Odyssey. I'm sorry, man. It's aging great, like a fine wine. Charles, sir, what do you have going on? What can we look forward to?
3 more weeks of Citizen Vigilante content, definitely. No, I don't know. Like, guys, seriously, let us know in the comments. And I realize, thank you for those of you who are a part of the chat. But 3/4 of the people that watch these videos watch during the week or listen during the week. I don't know what to do with this. If the day of the week is a thing, let us know what you do or do not like about the show, and why you're avoiding commenting. And this will be the most open forum here, because I don't know what to do with this series, and I need some sort of feedback, I guess is the best way to put it. So we might be back next week. We might be back January 1st. I don't know. It's kind of a what do you want to see kind of deal. But it's hot. It's very hot, and I miss air conditioning. So get talking.
It's a great thing.
It is. It is, and I oh boy, do I miss it. For Lindsey, Gray, I've been Charles. Good night.